Everyone's been asking me, top shelf, why'd you take this match tonight against Liger Rivera? Why? He's on a hot streak. He was the first ever EWF Cruiserweight Champion. He just formed this new tag team, and this new tag team is soaring up the ranks in the EWF. Why would you take this match? And the truth is, Liger, because that's exactly where I want you. Because you're at the top, and when you're at the top, you can only go down. When one man falls, another man rises, and that is gonna be top shelf. So Liger, tonight, I'm going all in, I'm calling your bluff, and I'm cashing out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Your referee in charge of the action, Christopher Lee. Introducing first, weighing at 180 pounds, from Reno, Nevada, top shelf, Jaeger. And his opponent, weighing at 162 pounds, from San Bernardino, California, one half of the tag team famous for Fearless, Liger Rivera.
And this is going to be a great way to open Overkill 3 here at the Knights of Columbus Hall. See Edward Vanderpoel watching on as we have top shelf Jeremy Jaeger in the ring with one half of the newest tag team on the NWA circuit, famous for Fearless, Liger Rivera.
Well, you know, I gotta say this. I understand that the show is called Overkill 3, but this show should be called Do or Die, because let's look at some of the matches we've got tonight. We've got the possible retirement of Apollo Khan. We got the loser leaves town match with Bino Gambino and Mondo Vega. Seriously, this is Do or Die if there was ever a Do or Die night.
They also call it Career Day. See Edward Vanderpoel? Career Day. What a better name. Well, could there be a better name for tonight?
I like the title Overkill 3 myself, but either way, the title of the show is just the title of the show. What matters is the action that's happening in the ring.
That's right. You know, this is the first time these guys have squared off against each other, and it's happening right here in Covina, California.
Well, I gotta say, I know that this weekend is a huge weekend for the NWA. There's the big return of Sid out east at shows in Rhode Island and New Jersey. There's shows in Australia, in England, in Ireland. There's huge shows in Denver, throughout Texas. But this is, to me, the place to be tonight here in EWF. We could see the end, the absolute end of two guys that I simply cannot stand, both Bino Gambino and Apollo Khan. This is the place to be tonight.
That'll definitely be named later on as Liger Rivera in control of this matchup with top shelf Jeremy Jaeger. And Liger now going up to the top rope. I think Jaeger just saw him. And now look at this. Jaeger trying to duck away from the attack of Liger Rivera.
Smart move by Jaeger, getting out of the way. That could have been ugly.
I hope Jaeger's had plenty of time to study tapes of past Liger Rivera matches.
Well, you know, Liger Rivera was actually just in action with TJ Perkins against your boy Joey Ryan and pure talent Chris Escobar. And I believe it was Famous for Fearless that won that match.
Was Joey Ryan pinned?
No, he wasn't.
Well then, there you go. You see, I happened to be out in New Jersey that night, taking care of some very serious business for the National Wrestling Alliance, hanging out with my boys, Jerry Sags and Brian Knobs, better known as the Nasty Boys. You know, I had business to take care of.
Well, look at Liger getting nasty on Jeremy Jaeger, just pounding away. Look at that, just pounding his head into the apron on the outside, Larry.
He's taking care of business outside of the ring. And now he's going back into the ring to break up the count and continue the assault on the Jeremy Jaeger.
You know, I've seen something in a Liger Rivera recently that I think was truly missing, and that's aggression. This man has had more aggression and has been taking it to his opponents, but there you go. Somebody just took it to his face.
Well, Jeremy Jaeger, the one using the aggression, just launching Liger Rivera right into the turnbuckle post.
Liger Rivera definitely in trouble, and Jaeger taking the smart route, going back into the ring and taking a quick breather after taking the assault from ringside.
Well, I tell you, this one could be over. I don't know if Liger's going to get up from that.
Yeah, that was a vicious shot right into the turnbuckle. Face, nose, chin, he might have broken nose, broken face. I don't know what's going on with him.
I know that neither of you guys have ever stepped foot in a ring for anything other than, you know, to talk on a microphone. but the absolute hardest part of that ring is that steel post. Smart move there by Jaeger, bashing the softest part of Liger, his face, into the hardest part of the ring.
I used to ref Vanderbilt.
Yeah, and you weren't very good.
And now Jaeger staying on top of Liger Rivera, trying to ground the high flyer, has him in the corner. Liger trying to crawl and inch his way to get back onto his feet, but Jaeger brings him out of the corner the hard way.
Well, you know, it's going to take a lot to put Liger Rivera down. I mean, this guy is fearless. He is half the famous for fearless, and he is just that. There's no way that you're going to put him away with a little bit. Look, that knee drop, no way. I guarantee he's going to kick out of this.
And he does kick out just before.
I called it, Larry. Hey, this guy can absorb an incredible amount of punishment. This guy had a huge feud with Dan the Man Colbert last year. Yeah, our former
I was there.
You were there.
I was there for that American Championship.
Exactly, and he's also our very first cruiserweight champion here in the EWF. But you know what? We can't put anything past Jeremy Jaeger. He's hungry. He beat Bonsai last week at the Operation Phoenix Block Party, lost to Mercurio Jr. and his incredible wrestling lineage at the Lily Kaufman benefit. But right now, he's giving Liger all he can handle.
Well, you know, I've always said that I thought that Jeremy Jaeger was one haircut away from stepping to the next level, and as you can see, he's actually done a little something different with his hair. He's got the little ducktail going on in the front there.
He got it from me. Look at this hair.
Oh, I'd rather not.
At least I have hair.
You know, Jeremy Jaeger, like I said, always thought this kid's had a ton of talent. A victory here over Liger Rivera has got to put him in line for a shot at the Cruiserweight Champion. Maybe Jaeger will finally be the one to beat that goofball Marcus Ryan.
Well, Jaeger, he's already had a shot at Marcus Ryan. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him, and that outcome back at breaking in the new year. But here tonight, if he can get a victory over Liger Rivera, he could definitely get himself back into the title hunt for the Cruiserweight Championship. And now look at this, Liger Rivera with a nice arm drag takeover. Knocks him down with a vicious back elbow. Here's part of that aggression you were talking about. Drop kicking him, sending him out onto the floor once again.
Once again, who is this Liger Rivera? This is a completely different man than I'm used to seeing.
Now wait a minute, tope through the ropes. That's the Liger Rivera that I'm used to seeing, taking those high risks.
The high risk, the aggression, he's simply taking it to his opponent. Like I said, this is a brand new Liger Rivera. I'm on the verge of almost liking him.
Almost liking him.
Almost.
Well, it could be worse. He could be Marcus Ryan, correct?
Well, it doesn't get worse than that.
Well, there you see our referee Christopher Lee counting and still up to 5 on the 10 count. Liger Rivera back up to his feet, now trying to work Jeremy Jaeger back in the ring. And he does, he tosses him back in, but Liger needs to get it himself, and he does.
Rolls back into the ring now. Go for the cover, Liger, as he hooks the leg. This could be it for Jeremy Jaeger. No, not quite yet. Jaeger kicks out before the 3.
Well, you know, Jaeger's no slouch, and you can be aggressive with him, you can be angry at him, you can take out whatever you want to take out on him, but this man can flat out wrestle.
Well, you saw a minute ago, that wasn't a wrestling move, that was an eye rake. Liger Rivera blindly swinging at air.
Did he get disqualified for it?
No, the ref.
Then it was a wrestling move.
Trying to choke him out here with this variation of the camel clutch, but look at this, Christopher Lee, our official for the contest, having to force the break because he was pulling the hair. And now look at this, just grinding him face first into the canvas.
That was a beautiful little end to that move right there. A lot of good, nice boys would have just simply stood up, but Jaeger took advantage of the leverage he had, just shoved his face into the mat. Like I said, I like this kid.
I don't think that move would have won him the match, but it definitely is going to stick some, get a little sting into Liger Rivera.
Wrestling is a very psychological game, and that was definitely a move in his advantage.
Now look at this, the abdominal stretch applied. Jaeger awfully close to those ropes. At least I gotta believe he's within arm's reach of those ropes.
There you go, and he adds in the elbow right there to the exposed area, driving right into his kidneys. Smart move there by Liger. By Jaeger.
That definitely does not feel good, ladies and gentlemen, not at all.
They both end in gur.
Now wait a minute, takes him down, cradles him for the cover. No, not quite. And Jaeger is starting to show a little frustration.
You know, this is what happens when Jeremy Jaeger gets upset. This is exactly what happens. He starts getting frustrated, starts making mistakes, and that's when his opponents take advantage of him, and it's cost him a match or 2.
You know, I was talking to Jaeger the other day down at the School of Hard Knocks. I was telling him that one of the things I've noticed is how often he'll just get frustrated, It's not the kind of thing you can really talk a guy out of. He's just going to have to learn from experience.
Look at this Liger up on the apron now, hammering away on a Jaeger. Comes off the rope, springboard into the flying body press. Hooks him, and this is gonna continue.
Wow, that was close right there.
I thought he had him there.
No denying the flying abilities of Liger. And is this it right here?
The crucifix only gets a 2 count. Jaeger now trying to come in with a knee. But look at this, Liger takes him over with the schoolboy. And again a 2 count.
You know, all these near falls have to be wearing on Jeremy Jaeger. It takes away a lot of his breath, a lot of his lungs, and he's got to be burning. Look at that.
And pulling him by the hair to bring him down, brings him back into the game.
That's what you get for having a giant hunk of hair just sitting there waiting to be pulled.
Jealous?
No, I've come to grips with my hair loss.
But look at this, Jaeger looked like he was gonna grip that hair again. Takes him over with a side Russian leg sweep, hooks the leg again. Will this be enough? No, not quite to put him away. I think Jaeger has to go for one of his high impact moves, maybe the Jaeger bomb, maybe dropping the shot, maybe the jackpot. How many moves does this guy have, Lalo?
A lot. I've seen him train at the School of Hard Knocks. It seems like every single week he's got something new, and let me tell you this, every single one is as devastating as the last. Everyone able to put you away.
You know, I know that he was training there. Recently we had Matthias Wild and Dan Myers in from Canada.
Look at this beautiful jawbreaker out of the corner, literally from out of nowhere.
Beautiful move there by Liger. What I was saying was that Matthias Wild and Dan Myers were training a few days with Jeremy Jaeger, showing him some of the moves that they learned from Teddy Hart up in Canada. And you got to wonder if he's going to maybe try and pull out something new. You know, unfortunately for Wild and Myers, they never really got to pull off too much offense in their matches.
Well, talk about a new move. Have you ever seen anything like that Liger Rivera just did? He just flipped himself over with the help of Jaeger into a jawbreaker, and now both men trading shots in the middle of the ring. Liger Rivera getting the best of it, whipping him into the ropes.
I think he's setting him up for the Superman battery ram, charging in right into the midsection, coming off the ropes one more time, knocks him down with a Liger line. But look at this, all that momentum into the Liger line, knocked him off his feet.
He might have knocked him out there.
Going for the cover, rolling for the cover now. Will this be enough to put away Jaeger? Jaeger still in this game, still in this match.
He must have thought that Jaeger was out because he didn't even try to hook a leg.
Didn't try. I mean, the guy's got almost nothing left in the tank. Both these guys fighting tooth and nail in there.
And wait a minute, I thought Liger said it was going to be over. Jaeger saying otherwise. Reverse DDT, spiking him on his head.
And a beauty. That was an amazing move right there. The only thing that could save Liger is possibly that giant hunk of hair took some of the impact.
Jeremy Jaeger now cashing in his winnings. No, he is not. He is not cashing in his winnings. This match still continues.
And once again, Jaeger getting frustrated and not staying on his man. Like I said, I tried to talk to him about it, but when you got the temper and the competitive fire that Jeremy Jaeger has, it's kind of hard to get out of you.
Now look at Jeremy Jaeger signaling the crowd's over. It looks like he's about to drop the shot, Larry.
I haven't seen him use this in a while. He's taking quite a bit of time going up there against a young man who is the master at high flying in the Empire Wrestling Federation. Saw the move coming a mile away, managed to roll out of the way.
Well, a little bit caught Liger. That's why he's getting up a little slowly. That foot caught him right across the chest.
He just clipped him a little bit, but Liger's still able to hit. An amazing move.
Liger catching him fully on that slingshot senton. That's got to be it. He's won many championships with this, and he will win this matchup here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match, Liger Rivera!
And if this is how the night's gonna start, imagine what else is in store here at EWF.
So much.